People, this group of people, we're all workaholics, so we're probably the wrong people to ask, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's no such thing as balance.
Yeah, that's cute.
Well, welcome to Thursday Night Shift. We are excited to have you guys, and yeah, all the fun things. So we were before we started the recording and the live and all things, we were trying to think of. We always start with a question, and we were trying to think of what that question would be. And so,
I think Lindsay's leading into. It's a good topic. Like, what does your day-to-day look like? Do you do certain things certain days to help stay focused? Let's kind of go with that.
Remember that we want to
more
keep
of
it
a
short.
random person, like random schedule.
1 minute each.
Yeah. So, who wants to start?
Hi.
Oh, someone's unmuted.
Let's just do some housekeeping real quick. I'll just do that real quick. Okay, a couple things. So number one is, this is going to sound really bratty, and I don't mean it this way at all. So when we say who wants to go first, the panel, we would love for it to be an opportunity for every single one of you to answer the question, but we would be here for a very, very long time. So we don't do that, but we kind of just do this little this question at the beginning, because we know that sometimes people are jumping on at the last minute, or they're catching the live, they're just getting the notification. So before we dive into a topic for the night and cover what we're going to talk about, it kind of helps the questions. Everybody's kind of here at the same time type thing. So that's why we do a question at the beginning. We are going to do a giveaway tonight, so be prepared for that. So I've actually already added a bunch of the stuff to my Amazon cart. So be ready for that. What else? What other housekeeping maybe might we do? Most of our files and things that we share are in the Monthly Movement. So themonthlymovement.com or the Monthly Movement on Facebook. If you are watching us on Facebook, hi guys. And the reason why you see some here on Zoom and some are only on access via Facebook is because we had some issue with some hackers. They really like to come and say some nice things to us and our guests. And so
really nice things,
right? They were beautiful. And so we share the links with our individual groups, the panels, and then we do still stream it to Facebook so everybody can participate. And I have it up over here so I kind of can keep track of those comments as well as add in any links or anything that we do share. So do keep that in mind. And then, who wants to kick off our question? Go.
So the question was like, what do our day-to-day activities look like, kind of, right? Okay, just making sure I heard it right. I would not say I have 2 days that ever look the same, number one. So, and I usually have a running checklist, which you can't tell, and that's the things I want to get done. And if they get done today, great. If not, then that's what will be the first for the next day. But I have to start my day. Well, I start it usually with some warm matcha, but other than that, I need to move my body, either at my Peloton or I go to the gym. And like I've said multiple times, is that I used to do it to lose weight, but now it's for a mentally prepares me for the day. And then I basically attack the list and what needs to be done. So that's why I say there are probably no 2 days that will ever look the same. And I'm very guilty of going, yeah, but I don't want to do that today, so I'm going to push that off a few days. So I would say that's pretty much it. There's no 2 days that look alike, but I'm for sure going to have to move my body, and I'm going to check the checklist. So, and it also depends, like the beginning of the month, end of the month, kind of the task that I'm working on. Heather.
I have a list that goes on and on too. I add, I cross off. It's just wonderful of what I need to do, from recognition to my personal stuff. So I'm very similar to JP. I don't have specific days that do different things, but I will tell you my personal business is always a priority first, because I have to make sure my foundation of my customers, my recruits, my business, and everything's flowing first before I can help others. Otherwise, there will be no business. So my business is a priority selfishly, but I try to block my schedule and work a month and ahead. So like my PRV is technically already done for the month, and it's the 10th, because I front load so heavily. Of course, I'm still going to take it. It's icing on the cake, but it gives me time to free up for finding that recruit, getting them certified, doing the things that I need to be doing to make a really strong foundation business. So front loading, and selfishly, my business does come first. Who wants to go next? Jilleysue.
I'm usually last. That's okay though. I think a lot of us are the same. My day's different every day, but what I do to set that up to prioritize is I make sure for me that whether I have an appointment or whatever, my alarm goes off at 7 o'clock. And then, there's tons of gurus out there that say, jump up, do this, get out of bed. But I like that hour just to actually check my checklist on the phone, like go through what things do I have to do, get out VIP mail, follow up with people. I add to my checklist. I moved it to the front of my phone. So I see it first thing when I wake up. I check those things to make sure that they're in order of what I actually have to do, and I rearrange them. I catch up with my main emails and, check any messages on social media real quick. I like that hour. I'm not a morning person. I'm never going to be one. I'd love to say I am, but I do wake up, and I was finding if I woke up later than that, I would just scroll and hang out and like lay in bed, cuddle with the dogs, do some work, but then I would never get motivated enough to actually start things. But then like Jamie, between 8 and 10 is for me and the dogs. I have to have my house set, get the dogs fed, start closing my rings on my Apple Watch, walk. I have to get outside, and then I start getting my meals ready for the day. And then I try to make sure that I'm in my office around 11 o'clock. And then I just start my list. And that could be, if I stay on track without any of Heather or Callie's or someone's ideas that sidetrack me off my list, then it's mail or team follow-up or doing whatever every single day, minus appointments, give or take. But it's always updating that list every day that makes the biggest difference for me, because it could change. It's not doing, Team Monday or whatever Tuesday, that never works, because I feel like your schedule is going to change every day based on customers, based on team, based on LTOs, based on what new ideas that you find. But if you keep a running list that you can see and you make it a habit to open that every single day and add or take away, I think you can stay on track much better. Callie?
So I will say I'm very much like Jill in the aspect that I am not a morning person, but I am learning. I do my first hour in bed doing kind of everything. I check my socials, I do page approvals. If I have any posts I want to get done for that morning, I kind of see what I'm lucky. I'm on the West Coast. So typically a lot of you guys have had 2 hours ahead of me, and I am able to go and see what you have shared for the day that maybe I can reshare or start my day with in my team page. If it's not for team, it's for customers. So if you don't have a team yet, be looking through maybe what some other of your friends are sharing, some things that have been shared on your page, so that you can share or have those things to text out and whatnot. I will say that my days are kind of sporadic as well. I don't have a set Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what I do. Mine is more weekly based. So I know that at the first week of the month, I need to do recognition for my team and my group, because we just ended a month and we're going to recognize those things. I need to make sure that I have all my samples and things made for that month so that I'm ready to go to have those out. If I haven't gotten my happy mail out to my customers for that month, then I need to get that, my marketing or whatever that looks like for me, I need to have that ready to go, and I need to get that out. Any parties or anything like that, I need to touch base on those first week of the month. Second week of the month, I'm going to do different things in regards to my team and my group. Again, I think that's kind of a hard question for some of us, because we do have large teams and groups that really funnel into our businesses. But one of the biggest tips that I did get from another superstar director was build your business, pun intended, not intended, like a pyramid. Your business, like Heather said, is at the top. Then it's my frontline, then it's my team, then it's my directors, and then anything else. And so that's kind of what I do and kind of how I focus. But the thing is, I think now our businesses are such a part of our everyday life that it's kind of hard to say what an individual day, maybe if we're a newer consultant, looks like, because I think the biggest tip you can get from any of this is fit Scentsy in your life, not your life into Scentsy. Jody.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, is someone unmuted? Good. Okay, so yeah, I do whatever I need to do. Basically, I don't have a daily or a weekly schedule. I mean, I know looking ahead, because I always make a list, and it'll be like, this has to get done today, and this is what I want this week, and this is what this month might look like. I might have those lists, but I'll do whatever needs to be done for the day. Kind of like Callie said, though, I do want to make sure that I have samples ready and things done in the early part of the month, so that, because you know how sometimes LTOs come out or things just start to get away from me. I want to make sure we're good. Like, I've front loaded, I've taken care of all the things at the front. I will tell you that the only thing that I do very consistently every day is I always touch base with team, whether it's private message, one-on-one, project broadcast, whatever, and VIP. So there's always
I'm always touching both sides. I guess that's not, I hope that makes sense. Both sides of my business, my personal customers and then my consultant base. So, and then that's about it. And I wing the rest of it. So I think, Jen, are you last, my love?
I think I am. So, oh, Eric just sneezed. Bless you, Eric.
Bless you, Eric.
So I dropped a YouTube video that I made many years ago. I think it was in 2016 that I made it. For those of you who are new, you probably won't want to watch that because it was really directed for leaders. So it's how I talked to my leaders about making their schedules. So if you're interested in that, go take a look at it. But again, it might be completely overwhelming to you if you are not a leader or you're not a director or whatever. But I will say that, like Heather said, making sure that your business comes first. She is 100% right. The three things that should always be at the top of your list are buying, selling, sponsoring, and booking. Those are the three things that you should be working on the most. So booking, number one, so that you can sell and sponsor. So learn to book, which is fun because I'm going to talk about that tonight. But yeah, so and then on top of that video that I made, same exact thing. This is my list of today. Pink is what I got done. The rest I didn't. So exact same thing as everybody else.
I think we got us all right. Sometimes my brain doesn't keep track. Good. Awesome. So yeah, there was a lot of questions there in the chat. I think Jen's video will be a great one to watch. I just think that at the end of the day, what's so hard to tell you how like we each do it is that everybody works their business differently, because again, we're trying to help you fit your business or Scentsy into your life, not your life into Scentsy. And so you have to know what that kind of looks like for you and the time that you have that you're able to dedicate. But again, starting with your personal business in regards to sales, parties, and bookings should always be the forefront. So tonight we are going to, and then I don't want any of you guys to leave when I say this because sometimes that happens, but we're gonna talk about partying. And I know that that seems so very basic, especially for those of you that have been around for a long time, or people that are saying, well, I didn't join Scentsy to party, I just collect individual orders, right? Those types of things. We want to help you have different ways to party, but also understand why partying is so important. And that it really is the basis of our business. That is what Scentsy was built on. It is a party plan company. I understand that sometimes individual orders can seem like they're so much easier, but if you're struggling to get to $200 a month, $500 a month, let alone $1,000 or $2,000 a month for the monthly sales award, partying is where you need to be focusing 100%. If you're struggling to build a team, if you're not getting in front of new customers, if you're not getting new names for recruits, all of those things, you're wanting to have parties to flip so that you have that host exclusive kit or just the opportunity to offer a no out-of-pocket cost kit or a $59 kit, you need in the US, you need to be partying. There's nothing about it. Parties will build your business. That can look very different for every single person. And so we are going to walk through some different things, but Heather, why don't you go ahead and set us up?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So today I was inspired by Ross and her amazing team of that I got to talk to last night. So it might be a little bit of repeat for you guys, but I thought it might be fun because we're going to simplify things and show you how, if you just simplify your business in so many different aspects, it really can bring you huge success. And I've noticed a trend here with my business builder groups that we're doing with my personal team right now. There's a lot of overthinking, a lot of overcomplicating, right? We've got I read the whole book and I've got the Cliff Notes people, right? There's those two worlds and we got to make them collide. I am totally a Cliff Notes girl. Read the front and the end. I'll take a gander and figure that shiz out myself. But then we have those people, I need to read the entire thing twice, take notes, read over the notes, and now I'm equipped to do a party, right? You'll be in the same spot probably 3 months from now because we just got to get in there and move. We got to shake, move, and get some action. So I was inspired to create a little, I call it a comic strip, but it's not, but I want you to pretend it is. You will need pen and paper, so grab it. This is very quick. We're going to do a little fun exercise if we get into bookings and parties and all this thing that's game changers for your entire business today. If I share screen, let's hope it's the right thing up. I don't, it's questionable with Heather. Y'all know me and electronics. Share
And if you
screen.
insert, just do it.
Beautiful. Okay. How do I get there? Okay. All right, you ready? You have 30 seconds to write down your most favorite Scentsy products that you're currently using. Maybe you love the laundry stuff. What's your favorite fragrance? Like you ooh and ah every time you open this bar, your face lights up. You can't stop talking about it. I love the mini fan diffusers in my car with the car bars. Don't write down something you've never tried. This is legit products you are obsessed with. If you have some extra time, throw it in the chat. Share with us after you're done writing down your paper, of course. That is what I would want you to do. Has it been 30 seconds? I think it has. And you already know what your favorites are. Okay. Now, here's my next question to you. You are looking for a hairdresser. You're looking for a dentist. You're looking for a plumber. You're looking for a carpet cleaner. Where are you going to ask for those? Where are you going to look? Are you going to call the plumber that left the door hanger on your front door while you were gone? Are you going to just start scrolling and try to pick one randomly? Or are you going to reach out to maybe a coworker or a family or a friend or ask on social media, hey, who do y'all use for a hairdresser or a nail salon? Let's put in the chat what you do. Who would you go to find a reputable person to do business with? Yeah, you're going to ask your friends, right? I don't want to be punked by somebody leaving something on my front porch about that. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of what kind of business you want to do and get out there to meet people. Is it spammy? Is it a door thing on the door? Do they know you? Is there a relationship established? That's number one. People want a relationship established. You're not going to cold build a business with door hangers or soliciting, right? Next. You are the foundation of your business, right? You love Scentsy. What products you wrote down in that 30 seconds, it's very easy to talk about products that you like and love, and it's easy to share. It's easy to talk about. So that is where those are the products you're going to start talking about with people and sharing with people. And the nice thing about it is when we're talking about booking parties, you have a choice. You have you to be a host, or you have somebody else to be a host. I always try to host my own party once a month, just because I love being my own host, so I can earn host rewards and use that free and half price so I can get stuff to make my samples that I'm monthly sending out to people. So I'm always a host, at least one every month. Next, the people that you need to have these parties that Jen's going to talk about booking and different methods that we're going to talk about different party styles. Well, you have two options to find people. You can take the easy road of people that you know, like, and trust, that you're asking who's the plumber, who's the hair salon. Those people are already going to give you their advice because you know and trust them. And then you have the spammer solicitors, people you don't know yet, right? Those are two different types. So let's go with the easy route first. Let's say just so we can keep it simple, right? We're going to keep it to the core people that we know we can count on. So you look at this and you see a pile of dirt. This is the dirt list. These are people, if you were selling dirt and you called these people tomorrow, I'm selling this dirt for $20. I know you don't need any more dirt, but can you buy one? I need help. They're buying the dirt. If you need bra or underwear, you're going to borrow it from them. This is this kind of close people, right? You see the bra and underwear on there. I need to borrow your jeans. You're my ride or die, my bail money, my circle, my game night, my people that got my back, my Thelma and Louise convertible. We're going together. My family, my friends, my homies, right? Jot those names down. You have 30 seconds to write those names down of your Thelma and Louise, your ride or die, your dirt people, your panties and underwear and bra people, your bail money people. Jot those names down as fast as you can, whether it's a family member, a friend, a military neighbor, because they're closer than family sometimes, a coworker, kids that are related with your kids. Who are these people that you could call and ask to borrow their jeans and they would give them to you? Everybody's got that circle. And it can't be Scentsy people, of course, because I can't buy from you. I would put you all on my list, but because I think I'd call any of y'all and y'all would bail me out of jail if it happened.
I was gonna say, I'd be calling you for bail money.
Yeah. I'd be selling dirt to all y'all. What do y'all mean? 30 seconds. Write your people down. Isn't the cartoon fun? I'm sorry, it's fun. And there's no words, it's simple. Pictures, who doesn't love a picture child book? Next, you've got a working list of names that people are buying dirt from you. Now, think about this for just a minute. This is where people start getting scared. I want all of you to imagine you are at home right now. Hope most of you are. You're planning a dinner party. You want your friends to come over. You are making the best spaghetti, cake, and you actually made homemade sangria to go with Italian. I know it sounds a little weird, but you have a homemade recipe and you want to invite these people on this list that you're borrowing your underwear to and your jeans and selling dirt to. You're calling them and inviting them over to your spaghetti dinner tonight. How are you going to invite them? Are you going to put a door hanger on their front door and say you're invited to my spaghetti dinner? Are you going to pick up the phone and call them? Are you going to text them? You're going to personally invite them. Why? Because you have the relationship. It would be rude if I went and just put a door hanger and said, join me for some yummy spaghetti, 7 o'clock, right? No, I probably would throw it in the trash and not even read it. So you're planning this yummy dinner for your people to come. These are the people. I need a favor. I'm begging you, please do a party for me. These are this dirt list, right? If they come to my home, they're going to be able to taste my yummy spaghetti, which I do have the best spaghetti in the world, the yummy cake recipe. They're going to be able to taste the homemade sangria. They're going to smell it while it's cooking and be able to think, oh, I'm so hungry. How many times have y'all watched a cooking show on TV and then you go eat just because of the dang experience you're watching on Hell's Kitchen, right? It's an experience, right? But Zoom can only do so much when you're watching that cooking show. If I sat down and got a plate of spaghetti and started mealing on it right now in front of you, I'd probably make you want to go eat, or you probably just want to vomit because I'm so messy making a mess of myself. But you're not going to be able to experience what I'm doing. But here's what I want you to think about. In this business, when you're coming to parties, well, where there is a will, there is a way. No is not an option. And you keep pushing and you adapt and you overcome, you find a solution. And if you don't know how to do that, you have to think outside the box if you can. If you can't, you collaborate. You start talking with other people that are trying to do the same thing, where you brainstorm and you collaborate together to come up with ideas. So right now, using the chat, you've invited people to your dinner. We've already established how great it is in person. But let's say that's not an option. You are having a Zoom spaghetti dinner. Using the chat, I want to see what you would do. Where adapt and overcome, you have to figure out how are you going to make this spaghetti night dinner a great experience to your people through the computer screen. What would you do? Somebody would describe the smell and taste. Is that really experiencing it? Kind of, right? It's kind of like watching it, but you don't really get to taste it, but you can kind of like guess, animation, pictures, have them make it along with you. Show them how to make it. Go live as I cook it and you describe it. Send a recipe. Send them a bundle before and have you make it together on Zoom. Mail out samples and ingredients. Send samples of the food with outfits and a hat. Oh my God, I love it. I'm going to just describe it. A party pack, okay? What if you made it up and had somebody DoorDash your spaghetti and a glass of sangria, and then you came back and y'all both enjoyed and ate it at the same time? Then you both can experience something equally and have the same experience in 2 different locations. I can all day long describe this bar to you. This is Vitamin Relax. It's our All Is Well collection. You guys, it smells amazing. And all of you probably are infomercial describers and excited to sell a piece of cube wax over the computer. I can't even do it as well as they did on QVC. My job should not be to sell something through a camera like this. Oh, you should just smell this. I keep smelling this all day long on my desk. of course, it's going to entice people and be curious to smell it. But if I can shove this under their nose and let them experience it, this is why sampling is so important. And no matter which way you're partying, you have to get fragrance under people's noses. It is the scent that sells. And there are very affordable ways to do it. And we're going to touch on that tonight on different party styles. But before we get into that, we have to talk about bookings, how you're going to get these bookings for these simple party styles. And you see all of your suggestions on how you're going to do a spaghetti night over Zoom. There's no right or wrong way. There is find someone. You've got your list of underwear people and dirt people to go ask a favor. Please do a party for me. The new spring summer catalog just came out. And I really could use one of my good friends doing my first parties for me. And we'll have some other suggestions too. So let me stop sharing. Thank y'all for indulging in my cartoons. And we want to take it over to Jen. You want to do Jen for bookings?
Okay. So how do you follow Heather? That's always a big challenge. And by the way, she talked about sangria, so I have to give you guys a little tip. We were in Europe. I can't remember if we were in Spain or Italy, but we had the best sangria we've ever had in our lives. So any of you that like sangria, and I asked the person that worked there in my English because I was trying to explain it to them, and she came back, I'm not even kidding you, so it was red wine, and she came back with a can of fruit cocktail. And she said, all we do is we take our homemade red wine and we pour the syrup and the fruit cocktail into the red wine, and it makes the most amazing sangria. So a little fun tip for you about sangria. Isn't that funny? Like, who would have ever thought that that would be good with fruit cocktail? It was delicious. Okay, now for bookings. So like Heather said, the one thing you have to be able to do is you have to be able to have these parties that we're talking about. And honestly, like, I'm doing several classes right now. If you happen to be in my group, we're doing the Earn Six Figures, we're doing the Leap to Lead, Leap to Leadership, like all these things are going on. And our biggest focus for 2022 is bringing back the party, doing all the parties, whatever you can do to get out there and party, because parties is where it's at. And our whole world, not even just our country, but our entire world wants to get back to that communication with each other, getting back face to face, coming back to, I mean, look at what's happening on the news right now. My husband's in there watching the news, and like, even like, no matter what political stance you have, everybody wants to get rid of masks. Everybody wants to get rid of all this stuff. Everybody just wants to bring the world back to normal again. So it's coming. So be prepared and know how to book parties. So everything I talk about, all of these ideas I'm going to give you, or whether you're doing them online, whether you're doing them, if you're doing a fundraiser, you can take a picture of any of these ideas and add it as a little flyer. You can create anything. You can just like literally take a picture and send it to 1 hour photo, and I'll tell you as I go what I mean by that. And put that in with your fundraiser packets. You can do home parties, do all of this. Many of these things are things that I always played at home parties. So I'm just gonna give you ideas for booking games, ways to book parties. Again, you can post them on your Facebook page. You can use them for your online parties, whatever you wanna do with them. So the dice game, we'll start with that one first. Super simple way is you take one dice and you say, okay, say you're in a party, say you're on Facebook. Anybody who sends me a message, I'm gonna roll a dice. Or a die, it's a die, right? If you're only rolling one, and whatever number you get, I have a corresponding prize to it. You are not, so this is not out of compliance because you're not telling them what the prize is. You are going to personally send them what the prize is. Roll the dice, and if they get a 2, whatever you've come up with already, you can make a little sheet, you can make a little poster of numbers 1 through 6 and what the prizes are. I actually bought a kit, and I was trying to look for it today to tell you guys what the link was, just in case anybody wanted to do it, but I don't even think it's in business anymore. But this is how this woman did it. It came with 2 dice, and it came with 12 envelopes, and inside of each envelope, you put the prize of what you wanted. So the grand prize was number 2, because if you're rolling 2 dice, the chances of getting snake eyes were very slim. So whatever you want, whatever your budget is, your budget might be 1 scent circle. Your budget might be a handful of samples, whatever you can afford, because we always say, and never forget, you don't spend your family money on Scentsy, you spend your Scentsy money on your family. Never go into debt, but it is always a good idea. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from my sponsor, Becca, said, always spend 10% of your check up to 20 back into your business. Put that back into your business. And she told me that from the day I joined. And it is such good advice. Spend 10 to 20% of your paycheck on investing back into your business. So that's the dice game, whether you do it with one die or two dice. Okay, my next one is the card game. And so if you've ever heard me talk about the card game, I'm sorry if I'm boring any of you. You can play this live, you can play it online, you can play it any way. What I personally do is every time I go on a Scentsy trip, because you guys all know that we get to go on these amazing Scentsy trips, I pick up a deck of cards that represents any country that I've been to. And then when I come home, I just take a couple numbers out and I throw them into my deck. So when I'm playing this game, I mean, I get to tell people, look, I got to go to Africa because of Scentsy. I went to New Zealand. I went to Greece, Costa Rica, Sydney, and Italy, all of these incredible countries. So the way I play the card game is I say, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over what we sell because you guys have the catalog. You are perfectly aware of what we have and that our products are amazing. And I don't have to stand here and try to convince you to buy them because you already know they're incredible. So all you have to do is ask me questions. And if you ask me a question, I am going to give you a card. And if we're playing virtually, I'm going to tell you just like this. I'm going to tell you what your number is. You're going to keep track of your own numbers. At the end of the game, the winner is going to get this fantastic prize. So the first person I always give two cards to. So they say to me, and by the way, I always lead them into asking me, don't be afraid to ask me anything. Ask me about the business, ask me how much it is to become a consultant, ask me about any trips I've been on, etc. So I lead them in, and somebody always will say, you know, what's your favorite scent? Okay, you were the first person. So your two cards are a Jack and a King. I can't even read that. And by the way, oh my gosh, look what you got. You got Greece and Costa Rica. And so I'll kind of go into maybe, you know, I got to go to Greece and Costa Rica, and I'm literally your neighbor. I live in the same town as you. And can you believe all these trips I've gotten to go on? That's the card game. At the end, they add up how many points they have, and the person who has the most points is the winner. But then I say, wait a minute, stop. Here's the biggest part of the game. I know you think you're the winner, Jody, but anybody who wants to book a party right now is going to get 4 extra cards. So raise your hand right now if you want 4 more cards. I pick up the 4 more cards. Okay, Jody, you got a 5, a 7, a 6, and a 3. So add that to your total points. So that is my card game. And I'm telling you, I can't even tell you how many people I've sponsored with the card game. My 3 frontline superstar directors all came from the card game. How crazy is that? When you backtrack all the way to the beginning, they all stemmed off of that card game. Okay, the next one is deal or no deal. So for deal or no deal, you need to have, I just bought, and you don't need these labels. You can do it any way you want. But I personally bought Avery 5163s, which are the bigger labels. They're like, I think it's 10 per page, and 5160s, which are the labels that I use for absolutely everything. And they're just the smaller, I think it's 30 per page. Go to the dollar store, get yourself a set of thank you cards or any kind of cards. There we go. Callie's showing them right there, 5163s. So go to anywhere and buy a set of note cards, super cheap. Don't spend money on them. And so I just happened to get these at the dollar store. So on my Avery 5163s, I literally went on Google Images. I Googled deal or no deal. I took that and I printed it on Avery 5163s because you guys all know how creative I am. Like, that is yay, Jen. I printed that all by myself, no problem. And then I just literally stick that on the front of each envelope. On the inside of my dollar store cards, I take that larger one and I personally choose what I can afford to give as gifts. And I usually do 6 different gifts. So whatever you can afford. So, and you know what? If you can't afford a bunch of Scentsy stuff and you make really great chocolate chip cookies, put on there a dozen fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. Put whatever you want. Obviously, if you can afford to give away Scentsy products, that's fantastic. If you can't, and you're a piano teacher, I will give your child a 30-minute introductory lesson to piano. I will, whatever, anything. You can put anything that you possibly want as a prize. So here's what I do. I put on one side, I put what the prize is. And on the other side, I leave it blank and I write hostess's name, your name, address, phone number, email, and your party date. So what I do at the party, whether I'm in person or online, I say, okay, we're going to play a game, deal or no deal. And I'll go through each person who is attending and I'll say, okay, Jody, I'm looking at you. Sorry, Jody, I keep picking on you, but I'm holding this card. Jody, do you want deal or no deal? Do you want this card? Because you get to have whatever's inside if you choose it. And she says deal or no deal. And honestly, like everybody gets nervous and they want to do it. So I'll give it to her. And of course, if you're online, because it's in a public forum, you can't open it and read it. You say, Jody, I'm going to send you a picture as soon as we're done of what your deal is, and you're going to love it. And then we'll talk. And that gives me the chance to take a picture, send it to them privately, and then have a conversation about the fact that if she hosts a party with me, she's going to get a free set of washer whiffs of her choice of any set. So that's the deal or no deal game. I think I covered everything in that. Eggs, super easy. I have them, but I forgot to grab them. But I just take Easter eggs and put a prize inside of each one. I write a number on the outside of the egg, numbers 1 through 5 or whatever. I still do that almost on every one of my bingo games. Anybody who's willing to book a party, not only are you going to get all the stuff that Scentsy offers, you're also going to get what is inside of my egg. Same exact thing with the prizes. You choose what you can afford. When I do home parties and even online parties, this works for that too. I take a large warmer box and a mini warmer box. So I have the two, and I have door prize slips. And I might say, you know what, when you fill out your Google form to check out, because this is an online party, you can tell me if you want your raffle ticket or your door prize slip to go into the large box or the small box. The large box is anybody who's willing to book a party, because you're going to get I'm going to do a drawing for a really special prize. The small box is just thanks for coming to this party. You don't want to book a party, but you're still going to go into a drawing. So it makes it super easy. And honestly, like it really, when people are going to put their drawing slip into a box, they're like, I want the big prize. I don't want the tiny little prize. I want the big prize. And if you're at a home party, you can actually show them the difference. So maybe the small prize is a scent circle and the big prize is, a bottle of counter clean and a bunch of samples and whatever you can afford to give. Let's see. No peeking envelopes. So I will do this. So this is more of a home party. I haven't actually done this for an online party, but I always will stick inside of of their like lap board or whatever it is that you give to them at a home party. And it'll say no peeking. And then they're constantly like looking at it. And I actually have it shut and I have it stickered and they can't get into it. And then when they come to check out with me, I'll say, are you wondering what that no peeking is? Well, it has a special prize inside. And if you are willing to book a party with me, you get the prize that's inside. And it's almost exactly like the deal or no deal, same kind of thing. So again, I'm just giving you a bunch of ideas so that once you've used one idea for 6 months or however many months, then you can flop over to the next idea. So another one that I love, and this is fantastic for online or home parties, and this is a sponsoring game, like a game for sponsoring. And I will say, so I'll have 3 bags up, and they'll be viewed either. So again, if it's online, I'll just make sure that they can see them and I'll show them. So one bag I'm going to have clipped to the front. I'm going to have just a bunch of money on the front. The second bag, I'm going to I have an old credit card that I cut in half and clip that to the front. And then the third picture, like if it's around Christmas time, I will put like a really cute stocking. Isn't that the cutest stocking you've ever seen in your life? Like seriously, Heather designed this stocking, obviously. So anyway, you take the 3 things that you want and I have them clipped to the front of the bags. And I say, okay, no pressure at all. But if any of you have any interest in hearing anything that what I do about, maybe becoming a Scentsy consultant, if you want any information on it at all, you get what's inside of this bag. So pick one of those bags, whether you're doing this to pay off your credit card debt, or maybe you just want to make a little extra money, or you want to start saving your money now to have a really great Christmas for your family. Pick one of those bags, either the stocking, the money, or the credit card. Totally up to you. And I will send you all of the information that is inside of that bag. So that is a game that I use for booking and for sponsoring. And I think that I'm just going to leave it there because I think the rest, you guys probably are pretty familiar with a lot of them. Plus I want everybody else to get to talk, and it's 8:41. So done. Who's next?
So I want to answer a couple questions with some of my thoughts.
Okay. Yes.
First of all, I think one of the big questions is, or like things about product, like what do I give away? How do I afford to give it away? Right? All those things. So first of all, you should all have a Scentsy Club, even if it's set for every 3 months, because you then you're using it, you know how to use it, you know how to explain it to your customers, all of those things, right? The best thing that you can do is to have a $60 or 60, that's US dollar, club that you can get a half price item and you get a whiff box for half price. And now that whiff boxes cost you $15 and you have way more than $40 worth of product that you can use for giveaways and things like that. Again, you get the whiff box in the mail, you share it on your socials, you do a live, you have it for parties, you have the box, and then you're able to do your marketing and things like that, right? So it's a win-win right off all the way around for your business, $15. You probably have enough things that you need some stuff every 60 days to 90 days for samples, to have your own fragrances, all of those things, right? The next thing would be, if you are putting together your own individual orders for parties, get a 3-pack of Counter Clean, half off using your perpetual party reward because there's no previous hostess because you put all of your stuff together. And now you have a 3-pack of Counter Cleans, half off divided by 3. I don't know the math inside of my head at the moment right now, but now you have 3 items at a great price. The next one is, I keep seeing the questions, okay, so we don't have a party yet. I don't have a previous host to play all of these cool games that Jen just shared with me. What am I going to do? Guess what? You're going to host your own party, because where do you start is with yourself. That's the best thing that you can do. Use the games that she shared for more bookings and for sponsoring. Okay, that's all I had.
I really feel like
I don't
you
know.
and Jen just talked so fast that like my brain is not running at that
Good thing
speed.
it's recorded, right? Good thing
Well,
it's
that is
recorded.
fun because I'm like, I'm not brand new, but you play your games differently than I did. And I'm seriously trying to take notes. And I don't know why, because y'all know I can't take a note to save my life. So
And I've never heard that I talk fast before. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Oh, me either. I'm
I'm
hearing
from
that for
New
the
York.
first time. I've never heard that.
I'm a New Yorker and I can't keep up with you two right now. My God. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Jen. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, so Nancy asked what I put in my sponsoring bag. So honestly, it's whatever you have. I put a host join brochure, my top 10 reasons to join Scentsy, a scent circle. Always send them a scent circle because it's super easy to pop in the mail. Anything that you possibly have. And then maybe make them a little video. I mean, turn your phone around, make a little video and send it to them. That's one of my new things. So in one of my classes, we're going to make a 2-minute video about why we joined Scentsy and why we love Scentsy so much. And that's going to be saved on your phone and send it out. And honestly, that is going to get you more booking. Make a video, a 1 to 2 minute video on how you are really trying to grow your business. And you would love, because you love this person you're sending the video to invest in you and host a party. I know people don't like the word party, so I always get nervous every time I say it, even though I use it. But you would love for them to host a party for you so that you can help kickstart your business. My wedding photo. Oh, and Patty mentioned, and it's true that, so Patty Lynch is on this call right now. She's on this Zoom. She's the star director. I got her with the no peeking game. And like, that was in 2008 and I had just joined. So we were playing little games, because whatever you can do to try to get people to book. If you're not playing a game, you're missing out. Do something fun where they can win a prize, because I promise you, there's always one person at the party that wants to win the prize, and they will book the party because they want the prize. And a lot of times it's a lot more than one person. Okay, I'm not sure what we have next.
I think we're going to go talk about quickly some easy party styles that you could attempt to do if you've never done it before. I am going to suggest to you really quickly, you have your starter list of names to go ask people to host a party for you right now. It's up to you whether you pick up the phone and call and ask, right? You're calling in a favor. You need this, and you can figure out the details later, because literally I could have a used bar and do a sip and sniff at a Starbucks. As long as they commit to come and bring a friend, I could literally throw used bars on the table. And as long as I have a catalog and an order form and used bars that they can do this to, they're still going to buy. It's not going to matter. Don't overthink the process. All you have to do is get smells under their nose and let them try. So whether you're having home parties, I would say immediately, if you're comfortable in an area where there is no COVID worry, do a home party if you can. Schedule it and invite them and do it. Don't wait, do it. In the next 10 days, sometimes the last minute parties are the best parties. Get your testers together. Give them to somebody that's going to have a Super Bowl party this weekend. Take this party and do a Super Bowl back party. And here's the thing. You only have one set of testers. Break those boogers up into 9 testers per pouch party and give them to 6 different people to take to Super Bowl. You collect enough in orders, I'll give you free and half price. My average party is $500. I'm going to get you 75 in free, 3 half price items. You're probably going to get 3 friends to book, so I'll give you another 3 half price items. Plus you're going to get an extra goodie from me, right? You can set the tone. Don't ever set the tone on the minimum. Oh, all you have to do is 200. Don't put that in their head. $500. You want them to hit the max. You tell them, my parties, 500 gets free shipping, all going to come here. I'm going to sort it, get it all cute, throw some bubble gum in the bag for you with some samples, and you can hand deliver. We'll drop it off on the porches. Don't talk about the minimum. Get the testers in front of people. So basket parties are another easy way. If you work outside the home, take one to your job. If you go plug in a warmer into the workroom or the lunch break room, lay some catalogs out there, a product list or showcase brochures. Don't overthink it. If there's a table and a plug and noses and people and pens, you're capable. Don't try to plan it all out to where it is so much that they cannot do it, or they don't know how to do it, or they don't want to do it. Keep it simple, sweetie. Borrow bags is another thing. Maybe you have your own counter clean under your sink. Go grab it. Get a cute little tote bag, put a thing of counter clean in there. Maybe you have a warmer or a cube of wax. Let somebody borrow it for 24 hours, come back and give you feedback. Now they've experienced the product, because the product you know that you love, you told me in 30 seconds what your favorite products were. You can talk about those easy. Can you imagine all 6 of your hostesses that have tried and used the products and love it as much as you, how much they're going to talk about it? You need more people talking. All of those bags of testers or pouch parties are your little employees. If they're sitting on the shelf in your closet and they're not at work, you are losing money. Find somebody to get those borrow bags, pouch parties, basket testers, whatever it is, because if you're doing a home party and you've got 4 pouch parties going, that's 5 parties already that could be done in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. But the thing is you've got to make sure you're communicating with the person. Don't forget that you are the one that is the Scentsy consultant. They don't love Scentsy as much as you yet. They might, who knows, but don't expect them to be talking and sharing it like we are every day, 24/7, right? You have to walk the host through the process of, how do you take an order? This is how you do sales tax. What's your wish list? Know what your hostess is trying to get. Tell her there's no budget. Fill out this paper of everything you want in this Scentsy catalog. Then it gives me an idea of how much I need to help her on thinking outside the box to invite or share, or maybe get her some more samples that she can give out, or send the Jotform link to some more people where I can get some party packs in their hands where they can experience it. Anybody else have any party styles that they would suggest right now, kind of easing in for the simplicity factor?
I'm not sure it's going to fall into the category that you're asking, but I'll tell you anyway. And I've mentioned it before. Sometimes I don't ask for a party. I tell them they're having a party without actually saying that. So a lot of us it's easy sometimes, especially when you're in this business for a longer period of time, to just collect those random orders. You have to work a lot harder to get to a $2,000 or $3,000 month by collecting those random orders. So when you do different party styles, like Heather said, a basket party, I've always called them my employee. Your host is really doing all of the hard work for you. Sometimes if you use the word party, it scares them. So we got to kind of think of other ways. Like, and I know I've shared this before, when I send out my new catalogs every 6 months, I include for my, we'll say top 10 or 15 customers, I will make them a shareable party link that gets mailed to them. Plus I reach out to them, usually text message or social media, letting them know, hey, you've got Happy Meal coming. So I want to let you know that this link that I gave you is shareable up to 90 days. And the more you get on it, it just keeps accumulating free Scentsy, like your little Scentsy savings account. I never say the word party. I never say do this. I never say do that. But all of a sudden now all these orders are coming in, and you can all have to say 90 days. You can say 30, you can say 15. If you want me to meet a goal for a certain month, say, hey, Gail, I made this link for you because I know it's probably time for you and your friends to refresh new catalogs out. It's good for 15 days. You know how it works. it's a Scentsy savings account. The more orders you get, the more stuff you get for free. Something like that. Very low key, very non-pressuring, no mention of the word party. I just kind of gave it to her. I told her, hey, this is what I want you to do with it. I want you to take this link and I want you to share it with your people, which brings you, the consultant, the sales, but it's also giving your customer a really good deal because, and I posted it up here a little bit ago, but let's say someone calls you and they say, hey, I want to buy a $55 warmer in 3 bars. Well, at that point, they're halfway just about to free stuff. So I'm going to say, yep, I'm going to do that for you, but I'm also going to make sure I attach it to a personal link for you. So you can share this link for up to, X amount of days, like we discussed earlier. And once it gets to, 200 in the US PRV, you're going to eventually get half price stuff and free Scentsy. And all you did was had to share it with your coworkers. Because we all know they have people at work or at home or whatever that buy Scentsy. So they might as well ask them, hey, I'm going to get this stuff and I'm putting in an order. What can I get for you? And that's just another way to have a party, I guess, without asking them to have a party. Of course, this is just one of the many methods. I really like Heather's way of doing, like having different styles. You have the bag party. I think that was my main way of doing business for a lot of years, to be honest with you. The basket party, I like perfected that. And now I'm kind of having to switch gears. I did do a home party 2 months ago, which was still fun, but I've got to get back to doing those. And I think that that's our main focus tonight. We really want to talk about the benefit that you have from doing a party. It's a lot, like I said earlier, it's a lot harder to collect 2,000, 3,000 individual, or excuse me, 2,000 or 3,000 PRV by collecting individual orders. If you have the hostess there to do the work for you, it makes the thing, makes your goal setting and reaching a lot easier. So try to think outside the box, different ways you can get people to bring you those orders without saying, hey, will you do a party for me? Because it does scare some people. Apparently not Jen's people, because she still uses them for nothing that Jen tells me ever applies to me. It always just applies to Jen on that. But I think getting creative again, as well as getting back out into the world as it starts to open up again, can really make a shift in our business. And it's been a long time since we've done those types of parties. So we're going to have to kind of sprinkle this down to our teams that maybe aren't here tonight, letting them know, hey, we got to get back, breathe some new life into our businesses and get back to partying. So Jamie, did you have anything you wanted to add? I saw you nodding a little.
I was just nodding with everyone. I like what everyone's having to say.
Yeah.
I literally said the exact words that Jody said to a downline member earlier this week, and said it's a lot easier to have a very successful party than to go around collecting individual orders to meet up to that PRV that you're reaching for. And I think all of us here could say that there's no like secret agenda. There's no secret little combination or formula to get you to that. Like it's always been, and Jen said it, buy, host, join, lather, rinse, repeat, people. It's just doing the same things over and over until they work, and finding the niche that works. Maybe what Jen's parties didn't work for you, but what Jody's procedure, no, not right word, party
That's
style.
fancy.
Party style works, or whatever it is, you find your niche, and you got to do that by sometimes falling forward or failing forward. Heard Callie say that this week. So like, I am absorbing all this because I have tried multiple things that I was like, this, I tried, this is not a fit for me. I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm not presenting it well. You got to find what you're comfortable with and what you're going to present well with, because then that's what they're going to resonate with, your authentic style of whatever it is that you're doing.
I agree with all of that, but I have some resources for you. So I'm going to dump on you real quick. So be ready. I'm going to put this both on Facebook and here in the chat. So like I said, be ready. So first things first, I went through today. We have talked about clickable parties in the past here, and I went through today. I recorded a YouTube video with screen share and showing you step by step. And I also, for those of you that are Canva users, especially if you're a leader, this next part might blow your freaking mind. Okay. But so this is the clickable party template. All right. And look at this little notes button here at the bottom left. If you're already familiar with this, then this isn't new news. But if you click this notes thing, you can type any notes that you want, including step-by-steps, links of ways that you use things. I know as a leader myself, I'm going to start using this to put in, like, if I give you a label and it's a round and you're like, okay, well, what size label do I use? I'm going to put the notes in there. So that is going to be there. And when you share this template, you are going to also be able to, those notes will automatically be shared. So if you are clicking a template, not a lot of people know about it. They're not always going to be there. Maybe just click this little notes feature here so that you can see if there's anything saved. Again, here I have the YouTube video showing step by step as to how to edit this, what to do, where I use it, all of those details. This is a clickable party style. One of the things I also have here in the notes for you is the verbiage that I would send to my host and what they need to know, starting right here. Hey there, since the last time you did a party, da 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 da. But we can't stop there.
I was going to say, will you read it, Callie? Because it really is so powerful how you got this party booked.
Okay, yes. So I said, hey, since the last time you did a party, I've been working on changing things up. You and your friends can still get the sample party packs and other things. You just text, email, or message this link. You would insert your link with the message. Yep, I'm that friend. Hit me up because I received the new Scentsy catalog from my bestie, and I have all the things, and I have to have all the things. So I'm doing a virtual scent event. Click the link and you can check out all the things. Obviously, I like that phrase. The best part is if you click to get smell good mail, she will mail you a party pack. You get this awesome smelling mail so that you can smell and try before you buy. Or if you're a Scentsy fanatic like me, you can just shop. Let me know if you have any questions, or you can reach out to Callie. All her info is in the link. And then when they get the link, this is what they're going to see, obviously edited with your picture, your information. All of this stuff is clickable so that your friends and family would be able to shop. But we can't stop there because as you see, it mentions get your smell good mail, get your party pack, but you may be thinking, okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to get that to them. I'm on a budget, all of that fun jazz. So just in the last couple minutes, I uploaded a video that I made. I cannot take credit for this in any way, shape, or form. I got it from Heather, but she taught us how to make samples. Literally 3 cubes makes over 100 samples. Okay. So 3 cubes of wax makes over 100 samples. I uploaded my Facebook Live that I did in my group. So it's a little bit janky and crazy. I uploaded that to YouTube and I'm going to drop that link as well. If you're not getting that and you're on the actual live Zoom, then I'm hearing noise. Okay, hold on. Sorry. You can go over to the monthly movement group and you can get this as well in the live right there. I've been dropping all the links we've mentioned in the chats, including the ones that Jen's put in the chats and all of that. So that video is there. In the description of that video, it has the links to Amazon of the felt that she uses, some baggies and labels. So all of that is going to be there as well, showing you how you can make over 100 samples with 3 cubes of wax. This would be my rule, especially if you are on a budget. If you buy a bar of wax, you commit to using 1, 2, or 3 cubes to make samples because you can get that many out of a bar of wax. So if I'm using a fragrance in my home, then I need to be able to use that fragrance to make samples as well. And then you're good to go. If maybe 100 is more for you, then do 2 and you have about, I think we calculated about 75 samples ish, right? So you would be able to definitely make the most of it. If you get a bottle of counter clean for yourself in your home, commit to making 2 to 3 samples of counter clean so that you can get those out to your customers.
Callie, tell them about the swap, how we had suggested they could do that.
Oh, you go ahead. I'll get these links. Go ahead and tell them about the swap.
Okay. And Carla, yes, I will help you. Do it on your cell phone. I will help you learn Canva on your cell phone. So here's another idea. If you are like, I don't need that many samples, nor can I do that. If you're not hosting your own parties or whatever, you're going to host 1 a month. We're committing to all of that. Everybody that's on Zoom actually wrote that in blood and it's set in stone tonight. So you have to do that every month now. But what I think we should do is find consultants in your area. Jamie, I'm going to buy Shoreline Drive, Cutie Pie Cupcake, not Cutie Pie Cupcake, Clementine Cupcake. I'm trying to rattle off the new ones. Sunlight, Moonlight, what's it called? No, Midnight, whatever. 6 of the new ones, because I don't have them memorized yet. 6 of the new fragrances, and we're going to swap. I'm going to do 3 cubes of each one or 2 cubes. I'll trade you. Let's just even swap. By the time we have 3 or 4 people in our area, you will have a variety of fragrances that you can have to send out to people. Because if you are not sampling and sharing fragrances every month with people, you are missing the mark. And Shayna, I know you suck at using Canva, but everybody sucks at something until you use it and get better at it. And I sucked at public speaking. I sucked at a lot of things. But if you want and choose to get better, you can, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. So I
wanted to share
choose
one
to
more quick
suck
thing.
at Canva. Go ahead, Jamie.
Just really quick things as you were talking about the samples, and Callie made a comment. I don't know if she said it here or if it was an earlier conversation, how maybe you don't want 100 samples. Maybe you don't even want 75. And this is not my idea. I saw someone else share it, but it's the OPI little nail, whatever they're called. Anyways, to remove, they're super thin. I cut them in fourths. I take 1 cube of wax and I made, I think, 38 samples. 38. So if you're like, yes, okay, she's sharing that. Yes, I made 38 samples because I was like, I don't want to, it's the all is well. I don't want to say that. I don't want to get stuck with a bunch, but I was like, I just want to get some out. I did 1 cube and I was able to like fill it up and get them out the door and in with my customer mailers. So maybe you need to, yes. So I actually cut mine in fourths. So she cuts it in half, but I did it in fourths. But anyway, and they're flat and you can mail them. Like they're like flat. So just in agreement with all that, if you don't want to like, I have a bunch of leftover samples because I hate that.
I don't do a book subscription. Jamie, will you get us the link for those little thingies?
Yes, they were on Amazon. Let me find that.
Thank you.
But with the parties and talking about like, at the end of the day, we're all going to tell you an in-person party is always going to be better. No matter what, an in-person party is always going to be better. If you are doing a virtual party, you have to find a way to get the fragrance under their nose. And so the option that Jamie shared, the option that I just shared, that I got from Heather, because you know she's incredible like that. They will keep it flat. They are literally this flat. You almost can't see how thin it is. So you can throw those in a regular envelope, and with a 50-cent stamp, they're super duper light. So you could get those out to your customers under their noses. Maybe the day you're running errands, you need to do porch drop-offs and you literally drop some samples off on their porch. Like, you know, you just got to make it work. Bottom line, you've got to make it work.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong way. I know you see all the smell-proof silver bags. These are great for making scents don't blend, but I didn't start using these until last year of COVID. 11 years I've never used these bags and I still made Superstar Director and promoted and had parties without these silver bags. Quit focusing on what everybody else is doing and just freaking do it. I don't care if you have to wrap these babies up in a saran wrap and hand it out to somebody and they can think it's little, I don't even know if the washer was definitely look like drugs of some sort. If it's wrapped in a saran wrap with a rubber band, probably not the best option to wrap up washer with. However, it doesn't matter. Where there's a will, there is a way. If you want to learn or want to be better at something, you have to put the time in and you have to do it. I'm going to tell you right now, Canva is difficult on a cell phone. Can it be done? Yes. You know how many times I've been sitting at an airport making something from my cell phone? It's doable. It sucks beat, you know what? But it's possible. If you want to learn it, you learn it, right? You have to. I'm doing tutorials on Project Broadcast right now. It's like going to school. You don't automatically just make an A in chemistry. You got to study, you got to learn it, you got to figure out all that crap and then pass the class. That's all it is, promise. But that's what we're here for, is to help you, especially if you're on my team. We will do it and set up because y'all have priority. So that is what is going to happen.
I'm going to say one more thing and then I have to go to dinner with my boys, but these are all just tools and examples. I've been trying to keep up with the chat and it's going really fast. Heather made a comment. She didn't have any of that fancy stuff and she promoted to Superstar Director. I just said, every single promotion I had was before social media even came about. Okay. Like you can do this. I can remember dragging stuff into a home party, but guess what? It all came from home parties, 1000%. Showing your face and making the connections and some basket parties. But I'm saying the majority, bulk of it, the hype of it, the thrill of it all was in the home party because they get to see this full on. Yes, you can do that through a live. And I understand that we're in different times, but it's like Heather and everyone has said, the smelling sells. I can't talk tonight. I'm worked up.
All right. And if you want to earn these incentive trips, you have to be partying. If you're not getting sponsoring, it's because you're not partying. If you seriously want to grow a team and get team members, it is much easier to flip someone that has a $500 party. You're giving them the commission. They're buying from you anyway. Than, oh, you just want to buy one bar for $6. Want to join my team? How the heck is that going to entice anyone, you crazy psycho businesswoman? No, I'm just here to buy a bar of wax. I don't want to join your team. But if it's a $500 party, it's the perfect scenario. Girl, have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? I would love to give you this commission. It's the perfect setup. Perfect opportunity. So you've got to become good at booking, partying, and asking. And this is how you do it. If you want to earn trips, party. You want to start getting sponsoring points and not miss that mark, party. You want to hit annual sales and annual mentor, party. That's the fast track. You want the easy shortcut? I don't like shortcuts. I think it personally, anytime there's a shortcut or you don't want to fill out the order form all the way, there's a price to pay eventually. For always something. Anytime there's a shortcut involved, it's not good. It doesn't mean anything. It's like the word mass, not a good word, not a good word in any form. So when you're trying to do things, all your parties the same, or all your shortcuts to do orders or shortcut to do this, you're only causing yourself headache for later. Mass is not a good word. Treat people like individuals. One party may look totally different than someone else's because they're different people. They're different types of people. They're different customers. So keep that in mind.
So we said we were gonna do a drawing, right?
Oh, prizes! Yes.
No matter what party you have, be as excited as Heather, because it makes all the difference.
Listen.
You have to be excited.
You do. But here's the thing. If you love what you're doing, you can't contain that. Right? It's very true. Okay, how are they going to enter this drawing, Callie?
Yeah. So themonthlymovement.com/drawing will take you to a form to enter. Heather's typing it in the chat. You can enter there. Here's what we're going to say. We are giving away a packet of 400 of the felts, some baggies, and some labels so that you can make your felt samples, right? So they'll come from Amazon. That's what we're giving away. If you can afford it, we're going to ask, if it's like not outside of your budget to do this, we're going to ask you to not enter, but to nominate somebody on your team and there's a nominate option in that form. But nominate somebody in your team or a consultant that you know that maybe can't, that would use it. Don't nominate them if you don't think that they would use it just because you think, oh, I'd love for them to get it. Or if you can't afford it, it's outside your budget, you're not making income yet to be able to invest back into your business, fill out the form and we will do a drawing and we will announce who the winner is next week on Thursday night shift. So you won't find out who the winner is until next week, but we will give that away. And then we will decide amongst ourselves exactly how we want to do it. But at the very minimum, that's what it's going to be, is a pack of the felts, a thing of baggies to do them, and then some labels as well to be able to label them.
That's awesome. Oh, good. I was trying to guess the link. I was guessing. Good.
monthlymovement.com/drawing. The other
And we're
thing
10 minutes over, but whatever.
I know, right? The monthlymovement.com/clickable party will also take you directly to the Canva template for that one that I shared. And make sure you click out the notes so you get the YouTube video on that template. And then again, we've dropped a ton of stuff here in the chat. We'll try and collect all of that for our individual links if you're watching this recording on YouTube or something like that. And we've also put them in the comments on the Monthly Movement group Facebook page. I know this was a lot really quick.
It was a lot fast, but we had a lot of content, and we probably keep talking about parties even more.
Mhm.
Callie, can you go ahead and drop the YouTube video that you talked about action? So everybody pull this before we hang up, because this is the one that you put on YouTube today on how taking action and.
Oh, that one the live that I did?
Please, yes.
Oh, I wasn't planning to share that.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll share it then.
Okay, I will share that.
You know why? Because it's a very real, raw discussion, and you hear a lot of things from a lot of different people or get blinded by a lot of things. And Callie, the way she talked about this, every consultant should hear this.
So I did this. This was more of just a live that I did for my group.
So stack that. That's your homework.
And then they wanted
homework.
Yeah. So if you're in our group, Make It Happen, you may have already seen it. And if you haven't, then there you go. But it's unlisted, so you have to use that link. You can't just go find it.
Yep. So grab it. If you're in my team or group, I posted it earlier. You can snag it in our pages if you've missed it.
Yeah, so.
It was phenomenal.
All right. Well, I'm glad you loved it, Annette. Okay. Well, this was fun. I hope that everybody's ready to go out and book parties. I did share at one point in the chats, our booking blitz one. So if you also need some more verbiage and things like that, you want to tune into a booking blitz because you actually are committed and excited now to do some parties. We did put that. You can find it on our different channels as well. It was back in, crap, I can't remember, but we'll get it
was
again.
a while ago.
Yeah, but it had some really great verbiage and things like that as well. So we'll get that.
Yeah, and you
And-
have your list of people. You're gonna ask to borrow their underwear tonight. You're gonna ask to go Thelma Louise driving,
Mhm.
bail you out of jail, and buy some dirt. I mean, you have the list of people sitting in front of you.
Well, guys, go out and make it happen.